The woman who was attacked by a jaguar at an Arizona zoo is recovering this morning and apologizing for leaning into the animal's enclosure.
Yeah, the zoo says she got too close while trying to take a picture, although she says that she wasn't. That's her claim. But if that is the case, that she was too close trying to get this photo, why are people willing to risk so much just to get a perfect picture?
Joining us now to explain is clinical psychologist Norman Freed. Thanks for your time this morning. This topic drives Rob absolutely insane because he is not about the pictures on social media, but so many people right now are.
Right.
Why are people doing this?
You know, I call it something named social selfie seduction behavior, where we find ourselves actually almost craving that 5 minutes of notoriety and fame. But on social media, we actually have that chance for 5 minutes of fame every single day. And so what happens is there's this preoccupation and ritualization of our behaviors. We ruminate over how we can get that one shot that'll go viral. And we find ourselves actually becoming reckless in our actions. And the reason behind this is that there's neurochemical shifts in our brain when we see ourselves in the public eye.
Yeah.
So we have these cascades of neurotransmitters that give us a head rush when we're getting likes on Facebook or more and more viewers on Instagram.
Yeah, this is self-esteem for a lot of people. This is how they get it. If you look at some of these numbers, it's unbelievable to say this, but taking selfies in a 6-year span from 2011 to 2017 killed 259 people around the world.
Right.
It's unbelievable. I mean, and people are falling off cliffs to get a picture of themselves.
That's right. And what's happening is that we're a culture now that is trying so hard to create an outer self, a public image that is so often incongruous with our inner world, which is a world that is often filled with emptiness or loneliness or shame and low self-esteem. We'll do things that are even reckless and lose judgment just so that we can actually get notoriety.
But then you hear the stories of people, you know, living in this world online, but then it actually makes them more depressed and having a harder time in their actual life because so much of what they're doing is just looking through social media, looking at other people's so-called perfect lives.
Yeah, it's interesting. Life is really what happens when you're making other plans. And when you're spending your days staring at the computer screen, you're missing out on what's going on around you. Just recently, I was in Honduras with my son and my brother, and we were paving roads, dirt roads, and making sewers. And I think a cure for selfie seduction syndrome would be to actually catch yourself taking a selfie of doing humanitarian efforts. We have a president who says, let's make America great again. And we are a country that is known for humanitarian efforts. So in making America great again, we're actually making humanity great again.
Let's hear from this woman. We want to hear. There was an interview with her, and she talks about how this happened.
The black jaguar was up against the fence, and we happened to be walking by, and we said, hey, let's get some good pictures.
Was it worth it?
No, not worth it. Not worth it at all.
Doctor, let's broaden this out. I mean, you look at the impact that all of this, phones, social media, this has all changed our lives so dramatically in the last 15, 20 years. We're almost like a different species with all this technology. What is this doing to people mentally?
I fear that it's creating almost an addiction, not unlike other types of cravings. We have a craving brain, and we're all made with the need for dopamine high. That's what kept us alive, so say, biologically. But the new rush is the chance to go viral and be seen doing things that are interesting and different. And I say, let's get caught doing things that are kind. Let's get caught taking selfies of feeding the poor or fixing roads in hurricane-torn cities. And then our addiction is used for a good cause.
It's, like
it's still an addiction, though.
It almost seems like we're at the point of no return with social media,
I really
honestly.
hope that's not true.
Doc, thanks so much for coming on this morning. We do appreciate it.
It was great.
Thank you.